Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha, and I'm coming to you live for the Healing Hour Live. If you have never been with me before, let me explain where you're at, who you're talking to. I'm Love Coach Dasha, and I myself have had experience with infidelity. My husband cheated on me in our early days for about 4 years straight, and I decided that I was going to stay. Back then, I didn't have anybody to tell me, hey, that's a good idea. You should do that. It's all right if you do that. Nobody said that. Everybody always say, kick him to the curb. You need to be done with him. So when I got through it, I decided I wanted to make sure that I was that support for other women who wanted to stay. And so that is what I'm doing here today for the Healing Hour Live. That is what we do here every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Facebook group, Love After Cheating, my Instagram, Love Coach Dasha, and my YouTube, Love Coach Dasha. We are trying to get to the point where we can heal and we can reconcile and we can still be with the person that we want to be with in spite of the fact that they have cheated. I know plenty of people will tell you that that's just impossible. You should not do such a thing. But I'm here to tell you that if this is the person that you love, if this is the person you want to be with, it is perfectly fine for you to want to be with them anyway and to try and work through this and heal and reconcile together. All right. And hey there over there, Laura. I see you on Instagram. How you doing, girl? Hopefully everybody can see me. Let me make sure I can see myself here on Facebook. If you're not part of my Facebook group, it is Love After Cheating is my Facebook group. If you are trying to stay, you want to reconcile, you want to work it out, come on over to my group. You need to come join my group. There are tons of other women, almost 5,000. I think by next week it'll be 5,000 women in this group who are staying after they've been cheated on. You are not alone. You are not some abnormality in the world. There are plenty of women who want to stay after infidelity, and this is the group where they are gathering. So come on over to my Love After Cheating group. Let me make sure. Now, if you've been with me a while, you can tell I'm in a different area. We just moved. Hallelujah. It took months and months to find a place, but we found a very nice place. Now, the office is not done yet. That's why it's kind of echoey in here because I haven't had a chance to put my office together yet, but I am glad that you were here with me for my very first live from my new office. So, oh, goodness. If you're here with me, give me likes, give me love. Tell me you're here. Tell me what is going on with you. And feel free. I answer every question that comes during the live. I can't answer every question on the Facebook group. There are hundreds, but I can indeed answer every question that comes to me live. So if you have a question, Gina, I see you over there. Hey girl, I see you on Instagram. If you have a question, you come on and talk to me live and I will answer your question. All right. To the best of my ability. All right, so let's get started. I'm a little bit late, had to get myself together in here, but we're going to start off with what we always start off with, which is our deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you? If you have not been doing your deep breathing, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to be doing that. This is a trauma. You being cheated on is a trauma, all right? And one of the very best ways to start to handle trauma is to do your deep breathing. It is to calm yourself. It is to send the message to your brain that I do not need you to come and put me into fight or flight mode. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be fighting. I don't want to be running away. I want to be healing and loving and reconnecting. You tell your brain when you do your deep breathing that you don't need that whole thing to go down. You just need to calm yourself, center yourself, and find comfort in the person that you love. So doing that deep breathing, that triggers your brain to say, oh, she must be in control. She's okay. Everything's all right because she can breathe just fine. She's not even needing us to do that fast, shallow breathing that we do when we're freaking out. So what you're going to do is 4-7-8 breathing. It doesn't even matter what you do. You can pick whichever pattern you'd like. There are lots of them, but I do 4-7-8. What I do is blow out, make the noise, make that whooshing sound, because that is going to become a trigger to your brain. As you do that more and more, and you do your deep breathing behind it, you will tell your brain that sound means I am calming down. Then you're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow it out like you're blowing out a big cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. All right. If you smoke, if you've never done this with me before, you may have a little bit more difficulty, but that is all right. All you got to do is practice. A couple of times with me, you'll have it. We're going to do it 3 times in a row, but usually what I tell you to do is do 5 times a day. Okay. Do it 5 times in a row, at least 5 times a day. Once when you get up, once before you go to bed, and like 3 other times during the day. This is not a lot. It's a couple of minutes every day during the day where you take a little bit of time for yourself. There is nothing wrong with that. You need to slow down sometimes, and it will help your anxiety come down a bit. All right, just all around. All right, Laura, you say you desperately need a session with me. Girl, hit me up. Go ahead, message me. Let me know. All right, but you can definitely ask me questions here too. All right, let's see. Let's do our deep breathing together. Do your deep breathing with me, all right? We're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Lovely. How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Let me know. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, let me know. How do you feel when you do the deep breathing? Does it feel good? Do you feel like you can think? Do you feel like you are not as stressed? Do you feel like you're sleepy? What is it that you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Let me know. All right, let me expand this so I can see. There we go. All right, so I'm ready for all the questions. I can see everything. All right, so now the other thing that I'm always going to tell you to do, no matter what, every time we're together, I'm going to tell you to do your journaling. Have you done your journaling today or any day this week? If you've not done that, you need to sit down with your journal, all right? Dominique, you said it relaxes you to do the deep breathing, right? It calms you down. Get your heart to stop racing. Get your brain to stop racing. It calms you down, centers you a little bit. Excellent work. If you're doing that on a regular basis, it's going to bring that anxiety level way, way down, okay? But your journaling, you need to be doing your journaling every day. Taking a little time for yourself, a little self-care time to sit with your journal, sit with your thoughts, and write down what's going on with you. 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. That's what I need you to do. There's a lot of 5s when I'm talking to you, but 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, just writing. You don't have to write pages. You don't have to do that. All I want you to do is get into the habit of writing down and getting in contact with your feelings, because that's going to be a huge thing to be able to start to heal. The devastation phase is the first phase, okay? We're all like that at the very beginning. You're like a puddle on the floor, okay? But eventually you figure out that you want to have bones again and you want to collect your emotions. It's the regulation phase. You've got to regulate your emotions to be able to heal. If you keep letting the emotions just run away with you, then you're not going to be able to heal effectively. So doing your journaling is time spent with your emotions. Sitting with them, examining them, talking to them, seeing what they have to say about the situation, seeing what it is that's going on inside you. There's going to be a lot of fear, but there's also going to be love there. There's also going to be hope there. There's also going to be doubt. There's going to be so many different emotions, and you need to get in contact with them. So sit down with your journal, at least 5 minutes in the morning and then the evening, so you can get some of that stuff out of your brain and down on the paper, and your brain can maybe let go of it. Maybe stop thinking about it every 2 seconds and driving you nuts. Now, a few things you need to know for your journaling. You need to have your date, your time, and your level of anxiety. Your date and time is so that you know when things happen. Number one, your brain, your memory is not good on trauma. It feels like everything is crystal clear and sharp, but it is not. Your brain focuses very clearly on painful parts, but not so much on the rest of what's going on in your life. So what you need to do is be writing down good things that happen to you too. That's why we do Thirsty Thursday. That's about to come up. But what you need to do is be writing the date and the time, so you can remember, okay, every day at 8:22, I feel like I'm going to be triggered. I feel bad. I feel like I'm anxious. I feel like I'm going to argue with him. What happened in the hour before that is starting to make that happen? What happened in the several hours leading up to that is making that happen? If you journal about it, you'll be able to figure that out faster. Your triggers will be laid bare in those pages, and you won't have to guess about what your triggers are. You will have it down. You will know what it is, and you'll be able to go back to them and say, okay, I tried this for this trigger. That didn't really work. All right, let's try something else. Okay, I found something that works. This thing really works for this particular trigger. I will write that down so I will always remember it. So you have to be doing that on a regular basis so that you have good data to work from. Your level of anxiety. You want to do that when you first start journaling, and then at the end of your journaling session. When you do your level of anxiety, it's 0 to 10. All right. It's only 0 to 10, so we can put a fence around these feelings. They can't get any bigger than a 10. All right. They cannot get to be a 20. They cannot be 1,000. They can only be a 10. All right. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You are fine. All is right with the world. A 10 is, I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. All right. Totally understandable feelings to have. If you are at a 10, though, chances are you're not going to be sitting down with a pen in your hand, because you won't be able to control yourself. It is a loss of control. So chances are, if you're sitting with your journal, you're not at a 10. You're maybe at a 9. You might be even at an 8 if you sit and think about it for a minute. Then at the end of your journaling session, you're going to come back and revisit that. How do I feel? How bad is it? Hey, Deanna. Hey, girl. How you doing? How bad is it after I do my journaling? Is it any better? Check on that, because doing your journaling is going to make you feel better. All right. Then the next thing that we always do that you can do yourself that will start to make you feel better is to be grateful. Think about things that you can be grateful for. Think of a little thing, think of a big thing, and then think of one more thing, okay? Anytime you are stressing, if you start to think about the good things in your life, the positive things, the things that make you happy, make you joyful, make you thankful, you are going to be able to fight back against the negative feelings a lot easier. All right. That's why we do Thirsty Thursday. And if anybody has a Thirsty Thursday, if you have something good that is going on in your life, please go ahead and put it in the comments, because I don't have any on the post, but please put it in the comments and I will shout you out. I will tell everybody what wondrous things are happening in your life, because you need to remember that. You need to remember that just because trauma is happening to you, you're in the midst of it right now, it does not mean good things don't happen to you. The trauma will trick you. The trauma will make your brain lie to you and say all is always terrible with us. We never have any good stuff. We never have anything good ever happen to us. This relationship is just terrible from beginning to end. It will tell you that, but that's not true. You wouldn't even want to be in this relationship if it was all terrible, right? I don't think so. So what it is your brain is lying to you. It will tell you things to try and make you shelter in place. It will try and make you isolate from the person that you love by telling you all these horrible things. The way to fight back against that is to be grateful, is to think about things that have happened to you that are good things and focus on those things. Don't sit there and count all of your misery, count all of your blessings instead. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know if you got something good that is happening to you for Thirsty Thursday. Let me help you celebrate. I will celebrate with you. I will be excited right along with you. I don't care how big or how small it is. I will be excited right along with you because good things are supposed to be celebrated. All right. It goes for even your anniversary, even during this traumatic time, you should still celebrate your anniversary. All right. Let's see, Alicia, you child. What you say? Let me see. Oh Lord, just doing all new comments. All right, you said that was you today. Were you at a 10, or were you thinking of all of the bad things instead of all of the good things that are going on in your life? Girl, it will take you right off. It really will. Your brain will just go to the left on you and drag you right along behind the car. You gotta pay attention. You gotta be very aware of what you're doing and what you're thinking, because the fear will slide right in there. That's the second part of the dreams formula. The first part is the D is to make a decision that you're going to stay, that this person is worth it. But then the R is dealing with that, recognizing that fear that happens because you're making that choice. You're making a big time choice. You're making a choice that is scary and it's going to produce some fear. So you got to realize that your brain will start to think of things that are terrifying just to make you back off of this decision, and you don't have to fall for it. Okay, you do not have to fall for it. Not all of that stuff your brain says is even real. Okay. All right, so let's see. What else? Oh, let me tell you one more thing that you can do that is going to help you, that you can do on your own, is to stop asking so many damn questions, okay? You got to ease up on the questions. The questions are killing you, all right? The first thing is, all of those questions are designed by your brain to try and get as much information as humanly possible so that it can later on throw those bits of information in your face and try and make you back off. Remember, the fear wants you to isolate. The fear wants you to be by yourself. The fear does not want you to connect. The fear wants you to isolate. So it's trying to collect all of that information in order to use it against you. All right, it will do that to you. So instead of listening to that, you have got to stop asking those questions that are just setting yourself up for failure. Another thing that goes on with the feeling, with the questions, is you're trying to make him say a particular answer in a certain way so that you can answer in a certain way so that you can manipulate the conversation. A lot of your questions are manipulations. Okay, I want you to just sit with that for a minute. I know. Your brain says that your questions are perfectly rational, reasonable, totally fine to ask. I know that your brain tells you that, but I'm telling you, most of the time when you're trying to ask all those questions, you are trying to manipulate the situation so that you feel better. Okay? So instead of that, let's come up with a better way to do that. Haha, the Healing Edition deck is from theskindeep.com. These are excellent questions to ask. Several people in the group have this deck, so trust me, these are good questions to ask. Now, since I moved, I put them all back in the box, so I guess we're starting over. It is a ton of questions. Hold on, let me show you this deck. Oh, drop some. All right. This is a huge deck of cards, okay? Plenty of questions for you and your honey to ask. Don't sit there and try and do the whole thing at once. Like, pick a number of cards that you're going to do. Let's say we're going to do 6 in a session. Okay, that is more than enough because these are very thought-provoking questions, all right? So, let me shuffle these up, and we're going to start at the beginning again. Hey, why not? It's a big deck. I can't even handle the whole deck by myself. If you got this deck, let everybody know how good this deck is. It's from theskindeep.com, and it is way better questions to ask than all of those terrible questions that make you feel bad. All right? So, let's see. Shawanda, hey. You said it's your 9th wedding anniversary today. Happy anniversary. And I didn't celebrate. Oh, why? I've been sad most of the day. How do you celebrate something that was a joyous, sacred occasion when I'm dealing with this traumatic infidelity? Because that joyous, sacred occasion mentioned this. You stood in front of God and everybody and declared your love and declared your intention to be together through the good times and the bad. And guess what? You are doing that. There is no reason not to celebrate your marriage just because this infidelity has happened. You are living through and living up to the vows you made on that day. Because ain't nobody say this whole marriage thing was going to be easy. Nobody said it was all going to be good. Nobody said that. In the vows, it told you that there were going to be times like this. And because you're still making it, because you haven't bailed, you should be celebrating that. I know it's messed up that you're hurting, but the thing is, you are still on the healing path, trying to make it through that, living up to exactly the state of mind you were in on that day. Your state of mind on that day was, I love this person. I want to spend the rest of my life with them through hard times and through good times. That is what I want. You're getting exactly what you asked for. You're getting the good times and the bad, because there were good times, right? That means there's got to be some bad times too. That doesn't mean you're not supposed to celebrate. Just because somebody has been unfaithful does not mean that you're not making it, that you're not doing exactly what you said you were going to do on that day. Revisit that spirit that you were in that was like, I don't care, come what may, this is the person I love, my heart belongs to him. Go back to that. Go back to that state of mind and celebrate from that. Because that was that was the person that you were then, and she is definitely still there, okay? And she wants you to celebrate the fact that you all are making it anyway. All right? Does that make sense, Shawanda? You let me know. I know it sounds so crazy to go ahead and celebrate anyway, but why not? Why not celebrate exactly what you vowed to do, which was make it through anything, through all the trials and tribulations of life. And this is a very common trial and tribulation of life. All right? Hope that makes sense. You let me know. You know, I tell y'all, tell me if I'm talking crazy. Okay, Shawana, it makes sense. You just don't feel it's easy. I know, I totally get that, but that's why you go back to that sacredness. You go back to that joyfulness. And you're saying, that was the state of mind that I was in back then. I need to get with that same state of mind now. Go ahead and free yourself up to feel a little bit of joy. Celebrate the fact that you made it 9 years. Most people don't make it past 2. Like, that's like 50% of people divorce, and most of those who do so do within like 2 years. You made it to 9. Damn, you're doing good, girl. Give yourself some credit. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate a little bit. Have some sex. Have some fun with your honey tonight. You should not let it go by without marking the occasion. You need to celebrate everything you can possibly celebrate for all time. As long as you are alive on this planet, you need to be celebrating. All right? All right. Okay, so questions. Let's see. What is a value we do not share in common? And why do you think that is? That's an interesting one, right? What is a value? Can you see that? What is a value we do not share in common? And what do you think? Why do you think that is? What's a value we do not share in common? And why do you think that is? It's an interesting question to ask, right? Better than, how did you feel about her? Did you love her? Isn't that a better question than that? All right. Second question is, what's the emotional itch you think I need to scratch, and why? Excellent question. What's the emotional itch you think I need to scratch, and why? Good one, right? Right. All right. And one more. What is your biggest source of pain right now? Excellent questions, right? What's your biggest source of pain right now? Biggest source of pain right now. All right, excellent questions. Better than asking about the affair. Better than asking, well, do you really love me? Of course he loves you. Why wouldn't he love you? Aren't you fantastic? Duh, of course he loves you. Why wouldn't he? All right? So instead of asking those type of questions that are all about insecurity, all about stress, and being anxious about him doing this, ask some questions that are about reconnecting, about being okay and forgiving one another. All right, that makes sense. All right, good, good. Let's see, Tara, you're here. Hello, how are you doing? RC. Oh, girl, thank you. You said I look great today. I am looking a hot mess. I feel like my hair. Oh gosh, all the sweating that I did this week, moving stuff, it has just ruined my hair. I need some deep conditioning. I need to sit down and work on it a little bit. But thank you so much. You make me feel better. Saying that I look great today. I appreciate that. All right. So that is the basics right there. Now come on with it. Bring me the questions. Let me know what it is that you need to talk about today. What is going on? What do you need answered about getting on the healing path? What is bugging you today? All right. I saw somebody ask earlier, they were like, I miss being in love. And the thing is, you don't have to keep on missing it. You don't have to sit there and be miserable. You don't have to do that. You can do the things that you did when you were in love and do them willingly. Do them in that same spirit that you did them when you first fell in love. And you will rekindle those feelings. You will bring back the hormonal changes that were going on when you were first in love. Now, in love is not a permanent state. Let's get that straight before anything else. You cannot stay in love forever. All right. It's just impossible. Don't sit here and think that that is a possible thing to happen in the world. You can't stay like that forever. The reason for that is being in love is so intense and you have so many feelings and you have so much, just obsession and just overflowing of emotions and hormones that you're not going to be able to maintain that and actually get anything done during the day. All of that equals out to be about the same thing as being high on cocaine. All right. Emotionally, physically, how it affects you, how it affects your behavior, it's about the same as that. So nobody stays in love forever. But when you do the things that you did when you were in love and you do them willingly, not trying to manipulate the situation, not trying to make him make you fall in love, but just out of love, just genuinely out of love. I did these things when I was in love and had stopped doing them when I wasn't feeling all in love. Let me go back to doing them and doing them willingly. And it starts to pick up those feelings in your brain. It brings back that in love feeling kind of in waves. And it doesn't happen all the time. It's not a constant thing, but it is delightful when it does happen again. So you can feel like that again, but don't feel like you have to maintain in love forever. All right. Nobody does that. All right. Just a public service announcement because I hear it all the time. People get all wrapped up in trying to be in love. I'm like, you can't stay there forever. You got to have that committed love, that sweet, just content. I know where I belong. This person is my home type of love. That's what we need to be going for. That's the good stuff right there. That whole infatuation thing, it's fun. It's nice, but it doesn't last for a very long time, and it's not as satisfying as that deeper love. Okay. I see all of y'all here with me. Come on, give me likes, give me love, give me questions. Hit me up. I see you. I see you here. Just come on and talk to me. All right. So, questions. Let me go to this. Okay. All right. So this is my post. I usually try and post like 8 o'clock yesterday, but I missed that opportunity. So I posted this morning. What do you want to talk to me about? What are your questions? And I got some questions. Lena's first. Lena's got some questions. Lena's got several. Okay. First thing that Lena asks is, what is cheating? Now, that is a very difficult question because not everybody thinks that all the same things are cheating. All right. It can go anywhere from an inappropriate conversation with somebody all the way up to physically cheating, I want to leave you for this person. It is a very broad spectrum what could be considered cheating, and it all depends on you and what you agree to in your relationship. Now, see, that gets into the next thing that you were asking, Lena. You said you're not into fetish things, but your husband is. But I do it to make him happy, and I feel my needs are left out. How do I approach that conversation without him getting upset? All right, see, that's the whole thing. It's very important to be sexually compatible. It's a very important thing. It's one of those things you got to find out early. But okay, you're willing to do those things for him. All right. You need to find out what it is that you would like for him to do for you and ask for him to do those things for you. Expect that he's going to do those things for you. Don't just be like, oh, do you think maybe you could? Like, hey, this time I need you to do X, Y, and Z. All right. But, he's got this fetish thing going on. And what else is going on with that? All right. He didn't say too much else about the fetish thing. But if he's got fetishes, okay, I am all for doing what your partner likes. All right. If it really, really creeps you out, if it really, really freaks you out, I can understand that. But if you don't really care one way or another, get into it. Just go for it. Go ahead and explore as much as you possibly can, because this is your partner. This is supposed to be the person that you're supposed to be having sex with the rest of your life. If they need something from you that's a little bit more than your normal boundaries, I think you should try. I think you should try and do that. All right. Let's see. And approaching the conversation about getting what you need, we're going to trade off. I'm going to get some of the stuff that I need. You're going to get some of the stuff that you need. We're going to give to one another on a day-to-day basis because we love each other. I want to do the things that make you feel good. I want you to do the things that make me feel good. It's a beautiful thing. We should be able to work that out. So, he shouldn't get upset about that, especially if it's a tit for tat type of thing. Like, okay, I'm willing to do X, Y, and Z that you like. I would like for you the next time to do X, Y, and Z that I like. It shouldn't be a terrible, thing to talk about. I'm not sure exactly why he gets upset. All right. We got more. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Felicia, hey, how you doing? You said, no, I'm not on vacation. This is the new house. We moved. Saturday was like the big push, but then we've been, moving little stuff, and we just really got in here and spent the night Saturday night. That was our first night. So yeah, this is the first live from the new office. The office is not set up yet. Can't let you see the rest of this room. Okay. Can't let you see none of this. But we're in the new place, and this is going to be all my office, and it's going to be so cute once I get done with it. But my desk, I don't even have my desk. My desk didn't fit around the corner into this room, so I got to get a new desk and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, can't see the rest of it right now, but that's coming. We're working on it. All right, thank you. I feel really good. I like this house a lot. It's adorable. All right, let's see. What else? Okay, back to Lena. All right. Lena said, I try so hard to heal, but I have triggers. Ooh, tricky triggers. The triggers will jump on you. What are some skills from breaking down other than breathing? It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Okay, if the breathing's not doing anything for you, you're not doing it enough. All right. If the deep breathing is not working, you have not been doing it long enough. And people try and wait until they're all triggered and all upset to start doing a deep breathing. You can't wait that long. You got to be doing it consistently during the day, and that will bring that anxiety level down so it is at a manageable level, and it doesn't just spike up to a 10 instantly as soon as you get triggered. You got a little bit more leeway. So if the deep breathing is not working, you need to be doing it more, not less, okay? But as far as having triggers are usually felt physically first, okay? I know a lot of people don't recognize that. You think that when you first feel it and you understand that you're triggered, that's when it started. It didn't start then. That is not how it works. Most people, especially people that have PTSD, they will be triggered and then they'll be simmering for a little while before they start to realize, oh, I'm triggered, and realize how upset they are. You've got to start picking up on it in the physical sense. where do you feel it in your body? So when you are triggered, like in that moment, think about in your body, where do you feel it? Is it a pounding in your head? Is it a band around your forehead? Is it your jaw clenched? It is your shoulders all the way up around your ears, like you're getting ready to fight somebody off or ward off a blow. Is it in your chest, like feeling like your heart is about to pump out of your chest? Is it in your throat, like I can't talk, I can't speak, I'm being choked? Where is it in your body when you feel triggered? Monitor that area. And then as soon as you start to get some discomfort in that area, pay attention to it. You are starting to get triggered. Then it starts happening way before you recognize mentally, hey, this is a trigger. So if you can start recognizing it in your body, you're going to be ahead of the game, and then you're not going to let yourself go on down the path of misery and triggeredness, because you have already caught it before it got to that big monster. All right, we got to catch it when it's an itty bitty baby monster instead of when it's Godzilla. All right. Let's see. When I'm triggered and in my head, I like to pick or try my best to make him angry or hurt like me, and that's toxic. I don't want to be toxic anymore. It's hard to control sometimes. What should I try? Ooh, that's the whole thing. It is hard because that feels good. In the moment when you are in that triggered moment, it feels great to lash out. But you have to recognize that that great feeling is leading to an awful feeling. You know, when you're lashing out, yes, this feels great in the moment, but I'm going to feel like crap for what I said and what I did a little bit later. So you have to start recognizing that, ooh, I'm going to get him feeling as a bad feeling and not a good feeling. That just releasing and just, I'm going to rain down on you. I'm going to make you miserable. I'm going to make you hate me just as much as I hate you right now. That is toxic. You are right. And so you've got to recognize when that feeling is welling up in you, you need to recognize it as a bad feeling, and then try and avoid doing whatever that feeling is telling you to do. Whatever that feeling is telling you to say is the wrong thing. I promise you, cross my heart, it is the wrong thing for you to do, because it's coming from fear, it's coming from anger, it's coming from hurt, and hurt people. So if you're intentionally doing things to pick and get him angry and to be hurt, you're being a toxic mate just like they were being a toxic mate when they were cheating. You can't say anything about their toxicness until you handle yours. Does that make sense? For everybody here with me, you can't sit here and say, oh, you're being such a narcissist, when you are doing mean things and doing things that are justified in your own head because you're hurting, but are not good things to do, and you know that. All right. How do you get somebody to listen to you about that when you are intentionally hurting them? You can't. So you got to recognize that that is actually harming your case. It is making it so that you can't get your point across because you're just mean. All right. So we gotta control that. We gotta rein back on that a little bit. Hope that makes sense. All right, Allie. Oh, thank you, Allie. I'm so glad I found a place too, girl. We were looking since April. I'm trying to tell you, we've been on the struggle. All of the doggone application fees. Oh my God, that's why we didn't end up having movers, because we paid so much in application fee after application fee after application fee that we couldn't afford to do the mover. So we, as a family, we had to move our house all by ourselves. We moved a refrigerator together, and we are a unit. The Okerson can do this, all right? You know, you say I throw up because I'm elegant like that. That's how you feel when you're anxious, when your anxiety is rolling. Well, see, the thing is, all right, let me tell you, there's a reason for that, right? When you're all anxious, whew, I'm shining. Oh yeah, the air conditioning isn't working. That doggone air conditioning was working beautifully. It was like cold in here, and then today it just stopped. All right. Anyway, you throw up because anxiety does that. Remember how your heart pounds when you are anxious and when you're upset, right? It is doing that for a reason. It is doing that because the fight or flight response requires it to pump blood to your arms and to your legs because you're going to fight or you're going to run away real fast. All right. So it is pumping blood to the areas that you're going to need to be able to do that. Now, you don't need your digestive tract to be able to fight. You do not need your digestive tract to be able to run. So it diverts blood flow away from your core, away from your center of your body, and goes out to your extremities instead. And then your stomach is left to either empty itself or just feel like a rock is in it because your digestive tract is not moving. Usually there is peristalsis is what it's called. It is undulating movements of the smooth tissue all along your digestive tract that just keeps everything going. It's keeping everything pushing down the track. Well, when you're all anxious, guess what? There is no blood flow to do that. It stops doing that, and then you have this lump somewhere in you, which is why you end up throwing up. That's why it happens when you have anxiety. It's because of that. All right. Just so you know, it's a little medical knowledge too. I was a nurse for a long time, dealt with a lot of anxiety, and all of the things, all of the physical stuff that comes with it makes it feel so much worse, but it all has a cause in that fight or flight reflex. All of the physical stuff that you get causes that fight or flight reflex. Or it's part of that fight or flight reflex. Angela said I get shorter breath, and my chest will tighten up, and then I feel like I'm going to panic. Of course, right? Because your chest is tight, and you feel like you can't breathe, so of course you're going to panic a little bit. All right, there's a couple reasons for that too. All right, you start to get shorter breath because remember, your heart's pumping extra. It's pumping hard, and what it's doing is diverting your blood from its regular blood flow. Usually, it just kind of goes around in a circuit around your body, no problems. But when you're all anxious, when you're starting to get anxious, when you get that spurt of adrenaline from your brain, it starts to send that blood flow in a different direction. That's why your heart has to pump so hard, and then that's why you get shorter breath because you have to breathe more to get oxygen into all that blood to send to those large muscles. So that is what is happening there. You are trying to breathe to catch up, but you are not breathing fully and deeply then. You are not, you are more, you're panting. And so you're not actually letting out all the carbon dioxide, which there's a trigger in your brain too that says the carbon dioxide level is up. Something must be physically wrong with us because that shouldn't be that high. And then you're not getting enough oxygen either. Your muscles feel a little starved for oxygen. Your brain feels a little bit starved for oxygen. You start to panic because you're not getting enough oxygen to even think clearly. You're just getting enough oxygen to keep on panicking. All right. You said your heart rate jumps to over 150. Exactly. Because your body is working. It is trying to pump that blood in a different direction. That's why the deep breathing is so important. That's why you got to do that on a regular basis, because if you are slowing down your breathing by the counting, it slows it down. And okay, we blow out, we get rid of all that excess carbon dioxide. We inhale and pause, hold that oxygen in our lungs for a couple of seconds to let our body actually use it, like actually let our blood pick up that oxygen and actually go where it needs to go, like to our brain. And then blowing out again, it is releasing that carbon dioxide again. It is balancing you back out, and it will slow down your breathing and it will slow down your heart rate. So do your deep breathing. All right, that's why it works. It works for everything. Every bit of pain, some deep breathing will work for, because the more oxygen you feed into your body, the more there is for your body to use. All the areas, usually when you're having some pain going on in your body, you got some restricted oxygen flow. Something is going on that the oxygen is not getting to where it needs to be. So when you do that slow, deep breathing, breathe out all that carbon dioxide and breathe in the oxygen, then you are getting a good gas exchange. You are getting the point where your brain can function the way it needs to, and then your heart will calm back down and say, oh, I don't need to pump the blood all the way over there. And it starts to get rid of that adrenaline too. Anybody know what it feels like, what it tastes like when you have adrenaline in your mouth? Anybody got that? Ever had that feeling? I'll let you think about that one for a second. I'll come back to that. Because it is a specific feeling in your mouth when you are panicking. Anybody know about that? Come on, I know somebody in here is smart. I know somebody has felt this feeling before. When that it comes into your mouth and you're like, I am anxious. What is that feeling? What is that taste? Tell me what it tastes like. It's cotton mouth. Yeah, definitely. It will dry. Again, with the digestive tract, dries that saliva right up. Dries it right on up because we're not using excess saliva because we're not having any digestion going on. We don't need any extra saliva if we don't need to keep things moving. All right, that's why you get that cotton mouth. Totally dries it out. But what about the taste? What about the actual taste? What does it taste like inside your mouth? When you're anxious, when you're triggered, do you get that taste? Not everybody gets it, but some people will get it and they didn't realize that's what it was. I'll give you a couple more seconds to guess on that. What does it taste like when you have that adrenaline pumping in your bloodstream? Stephanie, you said you named me. What you're here? Are you here, Stephanie? Ask me a question. What do you need answered? All right, Alexandra. I'm gonna come back to the adrenaline taste. Hold on, let's see. Alexandra, you said my husband is so remorseful for his actions and has taken so many steps to fix us. Always that, right? Because honestly, he can't really fix it all by himself, right? But honestly, I'm such a bitch. How do I stop being a bitch? I want my marriage and I feel like I'm sabotaging our healing. You are right to recognize that, okay? Good job on understanding that that's what it is, okay? Because sometimes you won't recognize that it's full bitch. You won't realize that that's what's happening. What is happening is you are a hurt person and hurt people hurt people. That is what's going on. So Gwen was saying that you need to forgive him, okay? You got to always come back to that. Remember what I was saying? That feeling that it rises up, like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to make him miserable. You got to recognize that feeling a little sooner than you were recognizing it. You're recognizing it after you've already said the bitchy thing, all right? We need to back up a couple of steps and catch it before the bitch just pops out of your mouth, okay? You don't want to be mean. You don't want to be making him miserable too. All right. What we're going for is everybody healing, not everybody being miserable together. We've got to be headed in that direction. So that's the main thing. You got to think about where you're trying to be. Do I just want to lash out and hurt him? If that's where you want to be, just go ahead and say that. But you got to recognize that that's not going to be good for a long-term relationship. You're not going to be together very much longer if your whole goal is just to bitch him out on a regular basis, make him feel bad, and tell him how awful he is, okay? You're not going to make it. But if your goal is, I want us to be happy again. I want to not be, snapping off and saying awful things out of my mouth just because, we were... it's because he has done this to me, and I don't want to become that type of person on a day-to-day basis. You choose who you are, okay? You choose what you do. I know that it feels like it happens before you even think about it, but it's actually not. You are making a choice. You're making an active choice to sabotage it, and that is totally normal. Don't think that that's not a thing that happens all the time. Your brain will try and make you sabotage it in any way, shape, or form. And being mean and being bitchy is one of those ways. So you have to recognize that your brain is doing that and say, no, brain, that's not who I am. I'm not going to allow being hurt to change my basic structure. I don't want to be a bitch. I don't think that I am. I don't think that that's who I am on a day-to-day basis. I may be a bad bitch on other levels, but I don't want to just be a plain old bitch to the person that I love. I don't want that, and that's not what I'm accepting. So we're going to have to think of a different way to handle this, brain. I am not allowing you to say those type of things. So you just have to calm yourself and center yourself and tell your brain what you want it to do. I know it feels like your brain is in control of what you do. It is not. Your consciousness is a different thing than just the thoughts that you have and the way that your brain works. Your brain can work on autopilot, all right? It can work on complete autopilot with no input from you whatsoever. You are two separate things. So you have to recognize that your consciousness has dominion over your brain and what it does and what it thinks. So you have to correct that part of your brain. Nope, we are not doing that, brain. No, that is not what we are doing today. I am going to do X, Y, and Z instead. I am going to be kind instead. I'm going to give love instead. I am going to be honest and helpful and open and vulnerable and loving instead of being fearful and angry and bitchy. Okay? So that's what we're doing. And just consistently reminding yourself of that and getting yourself back into that frame of mind. It's going to help, but it just takes a little bit of time, and it takes some mindfulness about it. You have to be aware that you're doing it, have to be aware of feeling that feeling bubbling up inside you before it actually bubbles over, and then catch it before it bubbles over. Okay? I hope that makes sense, Alexandra. Hope that helps. There we go. Angela, Allie, yes. Oh, and somebody else too. Angela, Allie, and Diana. That is exactly what it is. That taste is metallic. It's copper. It's like pennies. Yes. Everybody got it. Angela, metallic. Allie, you said copper. Diana is bitterness and like a penny taste. It is a sign that you have adrenaline spurting through your system when you taste that. That taste is what adrenaline tastes like. All right. So you'll be able to tell now when you have that bitter copper penny taste in your mouth. It's like, oh, okay. Even people who have never eaten a penny before know what that feeling tastes like, know what that is inside their mouths. So when you have that, that is a sign that the adrenaline has spurted into your bloodstream and you're about to flip. All right. It will tell you ahead of time before you start talking, I taste pennies. Oh, I'm okay. I'm triggered. Let me go sit down. Let me go walk outside a little bit. Let me get myself together before I say anything, because this taste is telling me I'm about to go off. All right. So yes, good job. Yay. You knew that. I knew that you knew what it was, because it's very distinct. And when you're in that anxious state, you're like, why does my mouth taste so god awful bad? And that's what it is. It's the adrenaline. That's the taste of it. All right. Allie said she's next stop the Olympics. That's right. Oh, got that adrenaline going. I'm trying to tell you, it's awful. It's an awful taste. But it will give you that warning. That is the taste of adrenaline in and because your mouth is so sensitive and you have so many receptors and everything in your mouth, that's why you taste it so well. So it will give you that warning that, oh, I'm about to flip out. I'm about to have a hard time when you taste that in your mouth. All right. And you know what, Alexandra, too, you said that he is doing all the right things. He's doing all the steps to fix you. He is doing all the remorseful actions. And that's why I keep on telling you, and I will tell everybody one more time, because I'm going to say it again after this. You are the person that is going to heal this. All right. I know it seems like he should just be doing all the work, and why do I have to do all the work, and I'm not the one who did wrong. I totally understand that, but he can be doing all the right things, and it's not going to help you at all unless you are willing to forgive and willing to work on your anxiety and work on your pain and work on healing and getting towards that reconciliation. It doesn't matter what he does. He could do all the right things. He could give you the phone and you'll just be anxious and checking it all the time. You won't believe in him. You won't trust him at all. He could take you to work with him every day. You're still going to believe that he's having sex with somebody behind a building while you're in the bathroom. It does not matter what he does. It doesn't matter. Okay. Not in any way, shape, or form. It does not matter what he does. It only matters what you do, because he's not going to fix it. He's not going to heal it for you. He's already made bad decisions. You're not going to trust his actions, okay? Even if he's doing all the right actions, you're still not going to trust them because he messed up. He was doing the wrong thing. So that is why I get so insistent about you all paying attention to what you're doing and actually working on your own healing. I know it's unfair. I'm not saying that it's fair, but ain't nobody say life was fair. Nobody said that. Nobody ever told you, oh, life is totally fair and you always get exactly what you deserve. No, that's not what happens, okay? Sometimes it is unfair and you have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do in order to be a whole, sane person again. You don't want to just live in this trauma forever. And if what he is doing to fix it is not helping, then that means that you are the one that's going to have to actually fix it. All right? Let's see, got any more? Lourdes, hey girl. Wait, I moved. There we go. Lourdes got a question for me. So, the cheating was traumatic for me, but I kind of was for him too. Okay? That is, Lourdes, that is very fair, okay? That is very fair of you to understand. Because some people are kind of toxic sometimes, and we can cause trauma just as much as we can receive trauma, okay? That is very fair of you to understand that you might have been a little bit traumatic to him, all right? Okay, anyway, it says, I never thought he would do something like this, and he says the same thing. After 2 years long distance, he said his feelings have changed, and now he's saying he didn't ever think he could be this person and doesn't know who he is anymore. I think he's having an identity crisis. Every suggestion I have to improve things, he says he doesn't know. He seems so hopeless and says he feels lost. I was thinking of taking a leave of absence from work for a month to spend some time with him. When I suggested that, he says he doesn't know and feels like it might be smothering. I'm looking to stay with friends. I want to be there for him because he's clearly struggling, but so am I. He isn't seeing the other woman anymore. I feel hurt and unwanted. He says he loves me and wants to be with me. How do I support him without destroying myself? Should I let him go? Okay, everybody can stop asking me, should I let him go? Let's just go ahead and say that from the get-go. I'm not going to tell you that. I am not going to say, yes, you need to leave him alone. Unless that you come to me and you're like, oh, he's married and he's cheating on me with her. I'm going to tell you to leave him alone, that, because you're the other woman. That is not your man. All right. But otherwise, if this is your man, this is the person that you want to be with, I'm not going to tell you to leave. I'm not going to say that. I promise you that won't be me. So if you're coming to me and you're asking about staying, you're asking about working it out. I think it would be a little bit smothering if you took a month off and went to go see him. I think you need to let him figure this out. He is in a cave and he needs to go ahead and figure out his motions right now on his own. I think a little 180 might help you. I really do. I think a little 180 might do the trick for this. My addition to the 180 is doing one text in the morning, one text at night. I think that backing off a little bit, giving him a little time to miss you. I know that you're long distance, but I'm talking about you're constantly reaching out, trying to help him and trying to be there for him. And it's a little much in what he's saying is he needs a little bit of space. He needs you to back off a little bit. I'm not saying just disappear from his life, but the 180 would be very appropriate right here because it will get you focused on yourself instead of focusing all on him. And then just doing that text once in the morning, once at night, and stopping with all the questions. Stop asking the questions. Trust me, it works so much better when you don't ask the questions. But stop asking him so much about what's going on with him and his feelings. It just overwhelms him. Our women and men, our brains are built a little differently. So under stress, the communication center of a man's brain kind of shuts down. He's not able to talk to you. That's why he's like, I don't know. He can't comprehend when he's stressing. All right. He cannot speak what he is thinking and feeling when he's stressing. You, on the other hand, you're a woman. We stress out. We talk about it. We freely let the words flow and tell all about what we are feeling. But our brains are designed differently, and that is kind of overwhelming to him. So I'm going to say 180. That's what I'm going to say for this. I need you to 180. I need you to 180. Text him once in the morning and once in the evening, And that's it. Don't call him. Don't be trying to reach out to him. Give him a little bit of time to get himself together and to realize, hey, she hasn't been calling me, like talking about it. She's not been trying to mom me and trying to take care of me and trying to figure out my problems at all this week. What has been going on with that? Let me call her up. Let me see what's going on with her. Let me check in with her, because this is a little different. It works very well. It works very well, Lourdes. I'm trying to tell you, you need to jump on that, okay? Do the 180. It's in the group, in my Love After Cheating group. If you are on Facebook, or if you're on my YouTube or on my Instagram, come over to my Facebook Love After Cheating group and access all of the goodies in there that tell you about that stuff. But it is the 180, and it is in my group. I cannot remember the lady's name who created the 180 right now. I can't remember her name, but she wrote a book called Divorce Busters, and this was in the book. The 180 is a good way for you to continue to be working on the relationship without actually like pressuring him and focusing on him so much. It's more about focusing on you, doing the things that you enjoy, letting down your walls, letting down your hair a little bit, and giving yourself some self-care, which is very effective. It gets their attention right back to you, okay? As soon as you stop calling and texting all the time, he's going to be calling and texting you all the time, all right? Hope that makes sense. Mari, you said the 180 is so hard. It is when you first start off, okay? But the thing is, it starts off really difficult to do, especially if you are just doing that one text in the morning, one text at night, and not having any questions. Don't ask no questions. That's part of the 180 in and of itself, but that's definitely important for those text messages. When you start doing it and it starts working, you're like, oh, this is flipping magic. Oh, this is all I had to do to get him to call me all the time and text me randomly and send love and hearts and emojis and stuff. That's all I had to do. Oh, okay. So you got to be doing the 180. The 180 is important. Tisha, I see you, girl. I know it's hard. I know it is, but it is very, very effective. If you are doing it consistently, it's hard for them to notice if you're not doing it consistently. Okay, if you're not doing it consistently, you're not going to see the results. But if you are doing this day to day, following I think it's 32 rules, all except not telling them that you love them. I feel like if you love somebody, you tell them you love them. That's one of the ones on the 180. Just don't be repeating it over and over again. Like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, trying to get him to say it back to you. That's a manipulation. We don't do that. But just all of the other things, it's like, don't go to family members and friends. Don't ask questions about the relationship. Don't ask a whole much of anything. Stop all that chit-chatting and talking and trying to communicate and all that. Stop all that. I know that we get taught as women that we got to talk everything out. We need to talk to each other to be feeling connected, to feel like we are actually getting anywhere, but it doesn't work that way with the men folk, okay? I know they taught us how to talk to each other, but they didn't really teach us how to talk to them. The men, they like a little bit of action more than words. So if you back off on the words and you do the action of, I'm not texting and calling you all the time. I'm not asking you a whole bunch of questions all the time. They understand those actions. Those actions get the root. They go right to their brains and they start paying really close attention to that. All right. Mari, read it again. All right. It's in the group. Read it one more time. Do all of it. I promise it works really, really well when you actually work it. All right. Mari said, I recently found out the other woman works in the same building as him. He says it's done, but every time he's at work, I get anxious. I try not to call or text, but it's hard. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. If you're calling and texting all the time, you're telling him, I don't trust you. I'm constantly thinking about you talking to this other woman, and I'm reaching out to you just because I'm worried about that. Not because I love you, not because I care about you, but because I want to manipulate you. I don't want you to be talking to her, so I'm going to keep on reaching out to you and making sure that you're focused on me. Focus on me. Okay, that doesn't work, okay? If you want him to focus on you, you gotta back off a little bit. You can't be calling and texting all the time, because then he's like, oh, here she goes again. And he can ignore you. But if if you're only texting first thing in the morning, good morning, baby. Hope you have a great day at work. I got a little business going on today, but I'll be home by such and such time. Love you, bye. All right, just very simple, no questions at all. And then at night, if you don't see him at night, just a good night text, or if before he comes home in the evening, you can do it then. Just simple like that. Hey, I'm so glad that you're on your way home. I love you. I hope to see you soon. Period. No questions whatsoever. Just a little love, a little concern for what their day is like. It will work really well. All right. Trust me, Mari. I know it's hard. I know it is, but it's very effective. All right. So you just got to get into the swing of it a little bit. That's all. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? What else is going on today? I am shiny. Look, of course, I moved, so I can't find my face powder either to take the shine off. So I'm just beaming. All right, let's see. Delete that page. Got that. All right, looks like all those questions are got. Anybody got a Thirsty Thursday? Anything good going on in your lives? This is my good thing. The new house is my good thing. My wonderful Thirsty Thursday news. We are fully in here and enjoying it too. It's a nice house. Nice neighborhood too. Got dogs that live next door. We're not getting dogs, but hey, we got dogs next door. All right, let's see. Come back here. All right. Destiny. Hey, Destiny. So I can't get past the anxiety and physical reactions to the many triggers every time I turn around. Bam. I know. For a little while, it's like that because trauma changes the way our brains work, okay? Trauma actually creates new pathways in your brain. So what you actually have to do is actively try and create new pathways on your own. The trauma creates those pathways with no problem. The trauma creates those pathways like that. They are instantly embedded, and there's this cycle of, okay, I'm afraid, I'm going to do something negative that's going to perpetuate that fear, and then I'm going to be even more afraid anyway, and then I'm going to do something to perpetuate the fear again. It creates a very distinct system. So what we have to do is we have to find ways to interrupt that, working around the fear, working around what it wants us to do. All right, because the fear wants us to do stuff, and we cannot listen to what the fear tells us to do. If you are having the physical reactions, are you doing your deep breathing? I try to tell you every time. I'm going to let everybody know every single time we talk to do your deep breathing. Those are always the first two things for trauma, for being those physical reactions, for those triggers, because that trigger is that fight or flight instinct. And if you regulate your breathing, you interrupt that fight or flight reflex. I know some people feel like it doesn't work, but you're not doing it enough if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then that means do it 5 more times. If it didn't work, do it 5 more times, because it will, number one, activate a different part of your brain. You are dealing with the animal part of your brain, the anxious part of your brain, the part that is afraid that bad things will happen to you and thinks of the worst thing possible case scenario. We can't let that be in charge. So if you activate the part of your brain that counts, that is rational, that knows numbers and what order they go in, you are activating a different whole part of your brain and telling your brain, oh no, rest that animal part, rest that part that is freaking right out right now. That needs to go sit down somewhere. I am using a different part right now. It calms it down. Always recognize the anxiety, where it is in your body. Where is it at? Where do you feel it? And monitor that spot before. Monitor that spot continuously through the day. If you need to, set an alarm. Set it on your phone that it will alarm every hour or so for a while until you can get used to calming that feeling. But every hour or so, as soon as the alarm goes off, check that feeling. Is it in my chest? Okay. Am I feeling tightness in my chest? Is my heart pounding? Does it feel like something's trying to crawl out? Does it feel like something's trying to punch me and get in? What is going on here? Just check that part of your body on a regular basis, and you'll be able to tell before you get to full freak out mode that, oh, something is happening here. Something is, feel a little something right around in here. Something is happening. I don't necessarily know why I'm feeling triggered, but apparently I'm feeling a little triggered. Let's go ahead and sit down with this and try and figure this out and try and relax and take care of myself. Give yourself some damn water, okay? I don't know why I had to say it so much. Okay, drink some water. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, I do like 3 of these a day. Drink some water. All right. When you do that, you're waking up your digestive tract again. And so when you do that, it brings that blood flow the right way again. And so then your body kind of gets interrupted in that fight or flight response too. It works very well. Drink some water, hydrate yourself. And when you're anxious, you forget about drinking. You forget about doing that. Your mouth is so dry and it tastes so nasty that you forget about drinking. Drink lots of water. Get yourself together when you're having that moment. All right. Let's see. Okay. Allie said everything is good except this COVID. Oh, you still sick, babe. Sorry about that. You said you were sick last week or on a post this week, didn't you? I'm sorry you're going through that. I know COVID sucks, man. Oh, I tell you, viruses. Let's see. Destiny said, like, I can sit and recognize what's happening, but can't get them to let up the hold on me. That definitely need to be more mindful of the breathing. Yes, exactly. Need to be doing that from the beginning, like the beginning of your day. Not once you're anxious, not once you're triggered. It's too late then. We're already at that past that point. If you are doing your deep breathing all day long, your anxiety could start up here first thing in the morning. It could be way up here. But if you're consistently every day bringing it down, every like 5 times a day, you're working on it, pulling it down to a more manageable level. Then when it spikes, it's not still way up here. It's down here. Then it's easier to handle. Then it's not overwhelming you. But if you let it go all day long and don't do any of your deep breathing and don't start to calm that feeling down, then as soon as you get really good and triggered, then it's going to shoot up through the roof, and then you're all messed up. You can't do your deep breathing. You can't get yourself together because you're too far past that. So we've got to focus on before that, all right? He said, elephant on your chest and in the room always. I know, girl, I know. It feels like it's sitting right here. That's what people feel like when they're having a heart attack. We got to stop the heart attack feelings, all right? So we need to be doing that deep breathing on a regular basis. Expand your chest, all right? That is one thing that'll happen. If it's sitting on your chest, if it hurts on your chest, pull your shoulders down. Do it right now. As a matter of fact, let me know how you're feeling. Pull your shoulders down and back. Open your chest. Deep breath in, release it, making the noise, making that whooshing noise, okay? Do that 3 times and see, don't it feel a little less tight through here when you do that. And sometimes it's just body positioning, because when you're anxious, your shoulders go up and around your ears. This closes off and kind of caves in on itself. Then your shoulders are tight, your back muscles are all tight. It's a physical thing. So if you can get yourself in the right positioning, shoulders down, shoulders back, so then your chest is naturally open, and breathe through your chest. Expand your chest instead of like breathing through your stomach. People kind of breathe down here. You need to expand those lungs as much as you possibly can. You're going to feel a little bit better. Tell me how that works. Ooh, okay. All right. Wait. All right. Destiny said, like with pain meds, stay ahead of the pain. Yes, exactly. It makes sense. Has anyone told you you're amazing for spending so much time doing all you do? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Destiny. You know what? I spent so much time on this, and I suffered for so long that I was like, okay, I'm going to try and make sure that nobody else has to suffer like I did. So, we dealt with this for years, and I had to I had to figure all this out on my own. So I was like, okay, as soon as I figured it all out and after we realized that I was good and healed, I wanted to share it. I wanted to tell everybody. So that's what I do. I tell everybody, tell every woman that wants to stay, you can indeed stay. You can indeed heal and reconcile, but you got to be working on it. You are the key component here. I know it seems like the person who did the wrong should be the key component. They weren't the key component. They were never the key component. Okay. You have always been the main character of this story. All right. So you gotta just accept that and ride with the acceptance of that and ride with living out your story, you know? Maurice says, I get triggered by 6 p.m. if he isn't home. I've started calling a friend or someone so I can get my mind at ease. Yes. And go out too. Get out of the house. Don't sit there, wait on him. Be gone. Be gone when he gets home. Be like, where are you at? Oh, I was just out for a little while. You was home, you weren't home. So I decided to go out and have a little fun. Go get myself some Starbucks. Go chill. Whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah, get out of the house. If he's not home and you're starting to stress out, you can get out of the house too. You can go somewhere. Ali, what does it mean when I wake up at 3:33 a.m. throwing up? All right, waking up in the middle of the night. They always say 3 o'clock in the morning is the witching hour. That's what that is. It is something your body or your spirit trying to tell you something. That's what I have always heard. Throwing up in the middle of the night. If you're waking up like that, you may be having nightmares. So doing the deep breathing before you go to bed at night and doing a whole sleep hygiene routine before you go to bed at night will probably help with that. First of all, set your phone so that it will turn off that blue light around 7 p.m. Mine does it automatically every night. It starts to turn a little yellow on me about 7 p.m. because if you look at blue light all the way up until you go to bed, your brain doesn't know that it's sleepy time. Your brain doesn't know that, and so then it keeps on doing stuff. So it may just be, you're shining too much blue light in your eyes. Do the same things that you would do for a baby. Okay, we need to get a bath. You're the baby. You need to get a bath for the baby. Some smell good, some soothing scents. Need to lotion up, rub down real good. Make sure that we smell good. We feel good. Our skin is nice and soft. Put on our jammies. Now, it could be gorgeous, silky pajamas, or it could be fully flannel. I don't care. Whichever one you feel the most comfortable in that will help you to sleep. Put those on. Cool down your room. If you're waking up in the middle of the night and you are sweating and you're hot, it may just be that your temperature is too high. High temperatures, heat at night will cause you to have nightmares. So try and make your room cool before you go to bed. Drink a little bit of chamomile tea before going to bed, so you got yourself ready to get into bed, and you're drinking something that will actually help you to relax and rest and sleep. And then I put on ASMR videos from YouTube like every night before I go to bed. It puts me right out. There are so many good videos on YouTube that you can listen to like all night long. There are affirmations that can play all night long. There are the ASMR, just the sounds they do, like hair brushing or scratching, or it's all shoe shining. That's been my thing lately. The shoe shining thing that just puts me right to sleep. Pick one of those, put your headset in, and listen to it and let yourself go to sleep. Also, the affirmation ones, those are good. They have ones that are like talking about your dreams, trying to help you to remember your dream, or ones that will help you have nicer dreams. Doesn't matter. Get yourself into this whole routine of, I am getting ready to relax. I'm going to bed. I am taking care of myself. I'm feeling good. I don't have any reason to wake up at night. That tea will help. Drink lots of water during the day. Flush your system. Get some water in there. Our bodies don't work well when we're dehydrated, okay? If you are drinking some water and getting things flushed through your system during the night, then you probably won't have that stomach issue in the middle of the night. All right? That's a lot. That makes sense to you, Allie? Mari said, I get like that and I began crying. Shoot, what we're talking about? Oh, okay. If you got getting triggered before he comes home, yeah, I know it gets emotional. Try really hard. And this might be one of those things that people get mad at me about. Try really hard not to cry in front of them. If you can possibly help it, you want those tears to be put to very good use. We can all cry at the drop of a hat, okay? I can cry over almost anything. I can sit here and cry over good stuff. I can cry over bad stuff. I can cry real easily, okay? If I'm dealing with my husband, I try very hard not to cry because a lot of men kind of take, oh, you bust out crying as emotional blackmail. Oh, since you're crying, then that means I automatically lose the argument. You're not going to listen to what I have to say because you're crying already. So try really hard not to cry if you possibly can. Try and do your deep breathing, get yourself centered, and state your point in as few words as humanly possible, okay? That is a big thing to practice. Matter of fact, everybody, if you are working with me, if you are talking to me, if you are hearing the sound of my voice, try really hard to get your message down to a statement that is one sentence is excellent. In one sentence will get you far. All right. You can maybe do two. Okay. But try and make it very simple sentences, very simple, short sentences. It's going to help you communicate a lot better than crying, than, getting all tearful. Oh, let's go. You got a thirsty Thursday. Good, good, good. We are moving back together. Yay! I knew it was coming. After a year of separate households, I finally feel safe enough to be around him full time. Yay! I'm so excited. Alyssa, good job. You have been really working on this. You've been working on it. You're doing a good job. Keep on going. Now, all right. This is a big thing, okay? So you're going to freak out, all right? It's perfectly normal. Just recognize it when it happens and say, okay, this is just my brain freaking out because I'm making a big step and I'm getting closer, and it doesn't necessarily like that I'm getting closer, but I'm doing the right thing for me, all right? So keep that in mind as you go forward. It's always when really good stuff happens that your brain tries to really freak out. So just be aware of that when you're having those good times, and it won't ruin the good time for you, okay? Good job, Alyssa. You got it. Destiny. Oh. Got the crying and the hurts, girl. All the emotions. I feel you. Okay, Alyssa, you said you have a question too. What to do with the consistency with which he works on things falters? Like he starts postponing stuff, our talks, doesn't make time to cuddle and make out, and would rather watch TV, says he's tired, but then complains we don't have enough sex. Well, duh, if you're not trying to get closer, then I don't know what you want. Or complains about not having enough space in our home, but keeps putting off clearing stuff out with me to make space. I feel like he's got these little grievances, but doesn't actually want to put energy into removing them with me. And it's annoying to be putting up with his complaints when he's the one who won't do anything about them. I try and fix them by myself sometimes, like clear out the closet, but it's just annoying. Okay, stop that. You don't have to do that. Stop. Just because he can complain, okay, that doesn't mean fix it. That doesn't mean, oh, here, let's do this. Let's work together. If he didn't say anything about fixing it, you don't have to fix it. People complain all the time. He can complain about it. All right, fine. But if he doesn't want to do anything about it, all right, then he had it. You don't have to fix it for him. You don't have to take on that responsibility for him. You don't have to do it for him. You don't have to try so hard to make him feel better. If he is really that bothered by it, he'll do something about it. If he's not, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all right. Now, okay, as far as the stuff that you want, okay, our talks, you got to explain that. What's going on with our talks? Because I don't know how much we should be having talks. I don't know, because then that starts to be like, oh, we got a problem every time we got to talk. So let me know about that. Doesn't make time to cuddle and make out. Okay, well, how often are you trying to do that? Because, yeah, we could watch TV. And, all right, do we have to cuddle and make out just to be able to have sex? Can't we have some quickies in there? Is that not a good thing? Is that not a possibility? Because I'm all for a quickie. Hey, I understand people feel like they gotta be warmed up and we gotta make out and we gotta cuddle, but it ain't gotta be every time, okay? We can have just a moment where we're just like, okay, take those clothes off and let's do it, all right? So you gotta explain to me, like, you saying that he has to do this all the time for you to be happy, or is it just, oh, he's just not doing it anymore? Because, okay, consistency is, okay, we're doing it on a regular basis, but it doesn't have to be every single solitary day. And if we're complaining, and he's complaining that we're not getting enough sex, have more sex, okay? Let's go seriously. Have more sex. Have more, all right? I know that you really just kind of started having sex again. Have more. Okay, it's been a while. You all need that. When you have sex with somebody you love, you produce those hormones that help you feel in love. Don't skip out on that. Let your hormones help you. Okay? Go ahead and let that happen. Don't make it be like, oh, well, you have to be cuddling with me and kissing on me and making out with me in order for me to want to have sex with you. Don't make it be all conditional. Make it be that is the standard. We are having sex, okay? All of that extra, that's fun. That is great stuff. We can do that some of the time, but we don't have to do that every single time. All right? Does that make sense? And let me know. Allie said the 3:33 was starting to freak you out, like literally the same time. Yeah, when I start waking up that time, I try and just meditate on it. That's a good time to journal. If you are waking up 3:33 in the morning, and the whole vomiting thing, that kind of throws you off. But sit down with your journal and see like what just comes out. Just write down, free write. Just let your hand go and write whatever is coming into your brain, because don't try and interpret it right then. Just write it down and go back to sleep, and then do that for a couple of nights in a row. If you're waking up, it will help you try and sort out what's going on in your brain that's making you wake up. Lourdes late joining, but I made it. I answered your question, Lourdes. I did a little bit ago. Elishka. Sorry. Oh, okay. Fabulous. I got it now. All right. You know I hate saying people's names wrong. I hate that. Thank you for letting me know. All right, Elishka said talks like figuring out our vacation plans, operational stuff too. Okay, but I mean, how often are we doing that? Like, and do we need to have a talk about everything operational? If this is the regular stuff, okay, let's just keep on going with the regular stuff. If you have a particular vacation in mind, okay, we can talk about that a little bit, but we don't got to talk about it every day. We got to find other good stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? You get kind of bogged down in like the details. Try and have just fun conversations. Try and just, chit chat about things you saw on TikTok. I have an entire file on in my saved stuff that is just stuff that we could talk about, just random stuff. So that people were feeding crows, and if you feed crows long enough, they'll start to bring you gifts. That's an interesting thing. We started talking about that, right? Just interesting stuff that I see online, and I'm like, oh, and I save it. And then later on, if I'm looking for something to talk about, like we don't have anything in particular to say, then I can talk about that instead of talking about just the regular everyday stuff all the time. Lourdes said, okay, yeah, crash it on the replay. And if you're here now, or rather on the replay, let me know that you're here. Hashtag replay if you catch it on the replay. Lishka said, but the making out and conscious presence is the standard for me to get in the mood and actually feel safe enough to have sex. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You're saying feel safe enough. This is a person you're supposed to feel safe with anyway. And if you keep making it, if you keep telling yourself that I can't just feel safe going ahead and going for it, you're going to always be having this wall up. This is a person that you're choosing, okay? Don't keep telling yourself that you're not safe with him. You are safe. This is the person that you chose. You're not making a bad decision. Go for it. Open yourself up. Have lots and lots of sex. We can start from having lots of it, and then, okay, we can work on, the kissing and the making out thing. But we don't have to have that every single solitary time just for you to have some desire to be with the person that you chose, right? So I don't have the drive and desire you do. I'm just different that way and always have been. You don't have any desire or any drive to be with him anyway? Like, you got to start working on that too. He can't be responsible for your sex drive. That's not something that he can be responsible for. But you do want to have regular sex on a regular basis. So you need to start thinking about it earlier in the day. Thinking about, okay, yes, it would be nice if he did this, that, and the third. If you kiss right here, and start warming yourself up mentally before you get to each other at night. Does that make sense? And when I get plenty of that making out and cuddling, then I'm more open to quickies too. We do chat about random stuff. Okay, well, yeah, but you're making him responsible for your sex drive, and he shouldn't be responsible for that. Your sex drive is yours, and you need to be focusing on trying to get yourself into that mental frame of mind to be accepting and happy about having sex. You never, you say you're not like me. Not a lot of people are like me. Not a lot of people are like me. But, like, you don't just want him. Like, not at all. Just not wanting him just because I want him. It has to be a whole warm up. It has to be a whole thing for you to finally be like, okay, yeah, now we can have sex. That's a lot. That's a lot to have to go through every single solitary time he wants to be close to you. And it's a lot for you to have to go through all the time too. Like, sometimes it's fun to just have that quickie. I know, lots of making out and cuddling. Okay, that's great. But wasn't he willing to be making out and cuddling for like the last year? Didn't we just start having sex again? So he has done quite a bit of that cuddling and making out anyway, up until now, because we wasn't having any sex. So, right, give him a little bit of credit for the time served too now. Okay. Lourdes, he said, I'm starting therapy tomorrow for myself. Oh, good. I'm nervous and excited. Well, you just try to focus more on, okay, what can I do for me? Because, if you're going to individual therapy, it's hard for them to tell you what to do for the relationship. So just focus more on, okay, what can I do for myself, for my own issues, for my own insecurities, for my own, all of my stuff. What can I do about that? Talk to her about that. That's going to help a lot. It's going to help you tremendously. Good job. I'm glad you're going to therapy. Fun stuff. It's hard to get into therapy right about now, so that's some good work in and of itself. Just getting in. All right. Let's see. Anything else? It's coming down to it. I think we're about at the end. We're about at the end of the questions. Oh, goodness. I love coming and talking to you all. This is good stuff. Got the new house, got the new office. Hopefully it will be done by next week. So I don't have to hide in one corner and hide all of the mess in the rest of the room. Maybe you can see the rest of it then. But for the time being, is there any other questions? Anything else going on? Let's see. Lordy said, I'm going to ask if they're willing to do marriage counseling via Zoom for us as well. Okay. Yeah, that works too. But still, marriage counseling, people always think that marriage counseling is like, oh, here, let me tell you what my mate did wrong and why he's so wrong and fix him. So be careful of that. When you're in marriage counseling, you try and, again, focus on what you can do. If you keep on focusing on, well, tell them that they're wrong, tell them that they need to do this, that, and the third better, then you're not going to do better on your own either, because you're just focused on fixing them instead of fixing your own stuff. And like I said, when you change the things around you. You can make things better all by yourself, just working on yourself. All right? All righty. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? You all let me know. Said, no, I want to know how to help him too. Don't worry about helping him. That is not your responsibility. That's where we get messed up. Don't worry about helping him, all right? Just love him. Did he ask you for any help? Did he say, here, I need you to help me. I need you to help fix me. Did he ask you for that? Chances are he didn't. Now, some of them do. But more than likely, he did not ask you for that. And nobody is giving you that responsibility to fix him, okay? Nobody is giving you that. That's your brain telling you that you have to somehow fix him. You do not. That is not your responsibility. The whole responsibility you have is for yourself and your own actions. And when you change, you start to show other people how change is possible. All right? That's how you change things around you. So don't you worry so much about trying to help him. Okay? You help yourself. You be a part of your own rescue first. And then maybe we can see about him and what's going on with him. All right? He said, what he said, I had my part that got us here too. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody, we all got our own issues and whatnot that get you to this point. You just work on yours. He didn't. I just want to support him. I know you want to, but he didn't ask for that. Okay? I think you were the one that said you were planning on going and trying to be with him. No, don't do that. You're trying to run and help him and try and make him better. You don't have to do that. That is too much responsibility for you to put on yourself, okay? It will make you stressed out. It'll make you angry because then you're like, well, you're not listening to me and I'm trying to help you. And he never asked you for any help. You're a little long distance right now. I said 180 him. I say lean back. Go ahead and let him go ahead and start dealing with his own stuff and you deal with your own stuff. And then, okay, we can meet back in the middle. But you can't fix him and you can't help him unless he is actively asking you for help. All right? You just be loving, yes, and be open, but you don't have to try and sit there and fix him. You don't have to fix him. I have so many questions and I can't even gather thoughts to get them out. Making it homework to come to this opportunity to prepare next time. Okay. I'm here every week. I am here every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Facebook. And everybody's here now and everybody that's on the line. Okay, apparently I have to have 1,000 people following me on TikTok for me to be able to go live on TikTok. So yeah, go follow me on TikTok, Love Coach Dasha, so I can get to that. Because then I can go live on that too. I'm excited about all the ways to go live. Destiny said 15 weeks and I'm just getting my brain back, it feels. Yeah, it does. Because your brain just automatically goes onto autopilot. It does what it wants to. It is on its own mission because of a trauma. It automatically does things, and then all of a sudden you get back, you wrestle back control, and then all of a sudden you're back in control of this big old heavy plane, and all the feelings are weighing you down, and you're like, how did I get here? What is going on? So it's okay. Get back in control of the plane. You can fly this bad boy. You really can. You just got to remember that your brain has been traumatized, and it wants to tell you lies. It wants to tell you things that will keep you isolated. It will tell you things that will make you pull back. So just understand that that's what you're dealing with and work on that. Yeah, but you don't have to go to him. You don't have to go to him. You don't have to fix him. You don't have to make him feel better. You ain't got to do all of that. You work on you. You work on you feeling better. I say 180 him. Give him a little bit of space. Let him go ahead and be on his own. Allie says, as usual, learn something new. Thank you, Queen. Oh, what was it you learned new? What did you learn new today? I feel like I say this stuff all the time. Destiny, already done. All right, good. Glad. All right. Yes, Destiny, I will be here for you next week. Everybody here on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. I love every single one of you. I definitely want to help you. I always want to hear from you. So always message me. All right. Let me know what you need from me. I am on Instagram, Love Coach Dasha. I am on Facebook, Love Coach Dasha. Send me messages. Let me know what's going on with you. I will talk to you, tell you about the programs that I have, that you can work with me one-on-one. You can sit down with me. I've got my foundations group that just started. This is like this will be the third week of our foundations group that's going on right now. So I have lots of stuff, lots of ways to help you. I want to help you. So just reach out to me. Let me know. All right. And I appreciate every single one of you for coming. Everybody that loves to come to the live and listen to what I'm saying. You know, it is amazing still to me that you all connect with me. That just it feels like such a big blessing, because so many people told me that I was crazy. So many people told me that I was just, you're just doing the wrong thing and you're going to be a doormat. You're just going to be treated badly for the rest of your life. And that is not what happened. really, truly, honestly forgiving the person that I love freed up so much space for him to be such a better person. And he tries to be a better and better and better husband every single year. He tells me all the time, he was like, I never want to make you cry like that again. I always want to live up to the person that you thought I was in order to stay. You stayed with me even when you knew that I was messed up. You knew that I had issues. You still worked it out with me. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to try and show you that every day, that I appreciate that. So look, it works, okay? It does. You just got to go ahead and go for it. Go ahead and go for forgiving and loving again. This is the person that you want to love. I'm not asking you to do this for everybody. This is not everybody type of thing. This is one person. I am asking you for your grace and mercy and compassion and understanding and loving and forgiveness for one person. That's it. Because this is the person that's special to you. So if this is the person for you, go ahead and go for it. There's nothing wrong with you doing it. I know people tell you that all the time. It freaks me out that you all like really understand where I'm coming from with this. But then it's a lovely, wonderful feeling too, to understand that there are so many people who are in love in the world. So many people who see their love and value their love and want to keep it. That makes me super, super happy. It really does. So that's why I love doing this. That's why I love talking to you all. That's why I love for you to ask me questions, because I like that you are trying to be this strong. Love takes strength. Love takes a lot of work. It's easy to hate. It's easy to let go. It's easy to just walk away. But to continue to love somebody and to forgive somebody who has hurt you really bad, that you really cared about, that's some big time strength to show. And you all get that. You get me. I feel seen when I get to talk to you all. So it's wonderful. All right, Destiny, say you pray for that. Well, it can happen. I'm trying to follow what I'm telling you. It will happen for you. It is not hard. It's not as difficult as people make it out to be. It's just the fact that you got to get past yourself. You got to get past the fear. You got to get past the anxiety. You got to get past what your brain is telling you that is a lie. There's so many things. I made a TikTok the other day. So many things that people say that are lies about healing. And if you keep listening to them, you won't heal. But if you're just like, you know what, I don't feel like that's true. I feel like that might be a lie. I'm going to work around that thing and then keep on moving forward on the healing path. You'll get there. You will forgive and you'll have a good relationship too. Because I know people will tell you that if you forgive this person, then they'll just say that it's fine to do it to you again. That's not usually the way it works. Forgiving somebody, really, truly, honestly forgiving the person that you love, usually makes them want to prove you right. You were right for forgiving me. So I'm going to show you every single solitary day that I appreciate it and that I love you that much too. That is what it will do. It's not a green light to go ahead and hurt me again. It is, hey, you might want to throw on the caution here and not hurt the person who's willing to still accept you and still love you in spite of you doing super, super wrong. You might want to sit down before you mess that up. That is where it comes from. So, just understand that that's what it is. Don't feel like it's just a green light to do you wrong. Destiny said it's the person I love regardless. How scary that is. But isn't that great? Isn't that great that you have that person? Not a lot of people have that. Not everybody gets that. You were fortunate enough that you were meant to have this person that you love, regardless of how scary it is, regardless of the fact that they have hurt you. You got that person. That is a small miracle, okay? It's like a medium-sized miracle, for real. And so it's scary, yeah, but it's also really, really great. It's really great that you get that for yourself and you have that person. Not everybody gets that. Not everybody is as fortunate as you to have that person that you are willing to forgive in spite of this much pain. All right. Not everybody gets that. And when you have it, I feel like you should really honor it. And you should do all you possibly can to keep that in your life, because you're probably not going to get it a second time. You're probably not going to get another person that you're like, oh, yes, I will open myself up and be vulnerable and not stress and do all of the things for this person because I will love them forever and I forgive them. You're not gonna get that opportunity too many times, you know? So it's scary, but go for it. All right. All righty. That is about it, I think. Doesn't look like any other questions. So let's give you a affirmation for today. Let's do one. Okay, found my powder. Was in there with the affirmation cards. Who knew? Thursday next week, absolutely 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here live. I be here every week. Every week I am here answering the questions because I got this group going and it grew so fast over this past year. I can't keep up with all the questions anymore. I can't answer every single question. That'd be my full-time job, and I can't do that because I got clients. I got people who are working with me full-time now, so I can't answer all the questions. But on Thursdays, I answer every single solitary question that comes. So come ask me, and I will tell you. All right. He said, I'll be here and bring the virtual brownies. I know that's right, girl. Bring some brownies. All right. Let's get an affirmation going for today. Oh, okay. Today, I am accepting. Ooh, that's hard, right? Today, I will open my heart and listen with an open mind to new ideas and opportunities. I know that's right. Even this trauma is a new opportunity, okay? This is an opportunity for you to grow and become the woman that you are meant to be, all right? The woman that you are meant to be was not meant to just sit here and be meek and never hurt and just always have a wonderful life forever and ever and ever. Now, you were meant to go through some things. You were meant to become a different person because you grew through trauma, all right? So just accept that. It's okay. It's all right that this has happened to you. It's all right that you're dealing with this trauma. You just can't unpack and live there. All right? That's all. That's all it is. So today I am accepting. Accept that this has happened. Accept that this is still the person that you love and you want to be with, and run with it. Okay? All righty. Fantastic. That's just about it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. We will be back again next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're seeing this now, still give me likes and love. If you are seeing this on the replay, hashtag replay, give me likes and love then too. But make sure you go over to my TikTok and follow me if you're not on, even if you're not on TikTok, just follow me on TikTok because I'm trying to get 1,000 so we can go live on TikTok too. Go over on Instagram, like me, follow me, subscribe, all of the things that you can do on social media. I am everywhere and I want to talk to you, all right? All right, y'all, that's just about it. Thanks for coming and I will see you again next week, okay? Bye.